In his 2017 book, Humility is the New Smart, Rethinking Human Excellence in the Smart Machine Age, Edward Hess warns that the smart machine age will lead to tremendous underemployment as well as unemployment, and that we as a society are ill-prepared for the social and economic disruptions that will follow. As Hess observes smart machines creeping into more and more of our public and private lives, he has come to believe that nothing less than a revamping of capitalism will allow us to thrive. We talk with Ed today about his article on the subject, Modernizing Capitalism, Saving the American Dream. We are now facing the approach of what you label a technology tsunami. How is it likely to transform the future of work?
Well, the technology tsunami, and let me first define that. It's the convergence of several technologies, including artificial intelligence, big data and the Internet of Things, global mobile connectivity, increased computing power, virtual and augmented reality, which will be big, nanotechnology, additive and 3D manufacturing, genetic engineering, and basically technology is going to be embedded in every aspect of the work environment. And the technology tsunami basically means technology is going to take over all of the tasks that technology can do well. And that's everything except higher order thinking, critical thinking, creative thinking, innovative thinking, and human engagement with other human beings. Chief economist of the Bank of England has predicted 80 million jobs lost in the United States. That is 10x the number of jobs that we've lost to offshoring and having manufacturing going overseas over the last decades. And so the future of work is going to be, unfortunately for many people, the future of no work.
You maintain that with the digital age must come a modernization of capitalism as well. What do you mean? How should we modernize capitalism?
Well, capitalism in the United States today is creating income and wealth inequality at the highest level since the Gilded Age. The bottom 50% of our population have lost income share since 1980. Middle-class families essentially have not participated in income growth in over 30 years. 40% of adults in our society can't cover $400 of unexpected expenses. Over 60% have less than 1 month's income in emergency savings. And 3 leading Wall Street titans have basically come out and said, we're leaving too many people behind. We need to modernize capitalism, and I agree with them.
You've painted a broad picture regarding our needs to modernize capitalism. At the more granular level, what are some of the specifics by which we might create that reality?
The details can be basically put into buckets, all right? Bucket number 1 we'll call redistribution, all right? How we are going to take some of the prosperity that we have and for social purposes help people get to a different level. And universal basic income is being talked about. Higher tax rates on the top 10%, higher minimum wages and stronger safety nets for workers, and public partial ownership of the big technology companies, or as Bill Gates says, maybe we should tax the robots. Universal health care. Then the other group involves what we will call legal changes. Maybe we need laws where companies have a legal fiduciary duty, not just to shareholders, but to shareholders, employees, and communities. Legal fiduciary duties. Maybe we need to change the Wall Street mentality of short-termism and go to long-termism. We should look at public financing of political elections. Other areas are education and retraining. What do we do at our public school system so we can educate students for the smart machine age? How are we going to retrain workers who are going to be displaced by technology and train them in the skills that will allow them to basically have work and have dignity? All these are ideas that have either been tried in other countries or being discussed that we need to look at, and I am sure there are others. But the concept is how do we basically return to a land of opportunity and also confront the reality that in order to work going forward, you're going to have to be able to do well the skills that technology not be able to do. And how do we get equity into our system from an economic and shared prosperity viewpoint.
You've been listening to a conversation with Edward Hess on his thoughts regarding modernizing capitalism, saving the American dream.